Ranking up a total of 7 sequences comprising of 337 VFX shots, Digital Domain was one of the many VFX companies responsible for making Avengers Endgame that looked like this, looking like this. Hi, I'm Jamie Gutierrez from FameFocus, and here is yet another VFX breakdown of Avengers Endgame. For the scenes where we see Thanos on his retirement planet, Digital Domain did an amazing job of bringing this artificial environment to life, but it didn't come easy. A completely photoreal alien planet had to be created without it looking too much like Earth. They had to create alien plants and also the fruit that we see Thanos picking, which is a mix of Guava, Artichoke, Kiwi and Kiwano, also known as horned melon. Time was spent getting the lighting on the plants to look just right, with plenty of subsurface scattering, making sure that they looked nicely backlit in the sun. Atmospheric elements like dust particles were added in comp, as well as some good old God rays, otherwise known as volumetric lighting. But this low-angled sunlight shining through many layers of animated alien plant life took a lot to render. Renders would use nearly all of their render farm, taking a whole weekend to complete. Aside from some alternative versions like a damaged Nebula and clean Hulkbuster, Digital Domain actually recycled most of the CG characters they used in Infinity War for Endgame, with the exception of War Machine, who was actually new to them. Both War Machine and Hulkbuster's models were shared assets from another company. Thanos had some minor upgrades since Infinity War. More resolution was added to the Thanos model and textures. Additional controls were also added to the rig, including the face, to allow for more detailed facial performances, such as partial facial paralysis, for example. In order to make his face look like he'd suffered the wrath of using all Infinity Stones at once to destroy themselves, extra controls around the mouth were added in order to improve the realism of muscles not quite contracting the way they should. For the scenes where Nebula fights Nebula, it was shot in a way that didn't really show both faces at the same time, which made it easier and meant that there wasn't much digi-double work to do, leaving them with just other tasks such as replacing future Nebula's arm, makeup and costume touch-ups, eye replacements, and adding the orangey stripe to her head. However, shooting this scene on a green screen soundstage actually made it more difficult for Digital Domain due to them having to make an entire digital set matching the already established lighting on the actors that could also hold up to close-up shots. To save time, usually to do with deadlines, they reused parts from other sets that they had previously created, adding additional textures and more resolution. Thankfully, they were given quite a bit of freedom when it came to creating the set, which allowed them to insert lighting to match the already established lighting that was baked onto the actors. For the Holograms scene where Thanos gets a spoiler on his own future, a nice amount of the animation work for the Holograms was already done. Like the scene where he loses his head, literally. What they did do was film the same scenes but from the perspective of Nebula, and then create 3D holograms but in the perspective of the audience. After that, once achieving the right hologram style for the shots, it was then all applied in 2D. Please give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe to this channel to be up to date with our latest videos. Also, as always, there are links to the music in this video in the video description, and I will see you in the next one. Well, not see, but you'll see me. You know what I mean.